Welcome back, Truth Seeker. I see there's just one person in the room right now, so hopefully this picks up. But I'll get started here and hope people fall in the minutes ahead. Okay, so people wanted to consider what the score might be of Super Bowl 53. And I was thinking to get a read on that, we might want to go back and look at all of the Patriots Super Bowls of years past. And going back to their first Super Bowl, it was the 1985-86 season. They got blown out by the Chicago Bears 46-10, and that was the year the Bears had the revolutionary 4-6 defense. Of course, just using the alphabetic order, Chicago equals 46. Usually, the scores of the Super Bowl are a tribute to the date of the game, the teams involved, and sometimes the city that's hosting the game. So that year, Chicago, the big winner, the last time they won the Super Bowl with 46. And we've been thinking about that Super Bowl all year because Tom Brady saw a bear in the woods. That Super Bowl was 33 years ago. It's also played on a date with 33 numerology. And it was played on the 26th, the magic number this year. Keep in mind the word bear equals 26. Patriots' next Super Bowl was also on January 26th. They got beat by the Packers 35-21. Packers won the first ever Super Bowl with 35 points as well. That game was on a date with 35 numerology. And using the Chaldean and septenary ciphers, football and Super Bowl equal 35. Just in case you're not familiar with those ciphers, go to Gematria.com, click ciphers, and go to other right here. Football, Chaldean 35, Super Bowl 35 and septenary. So special number there. Interestingly, both of those games also 56 combined points, a number that breaks down to 11 in numerology, the master number football, a game of 11 on 11. So I also kept track of how many points the Patriots had scored and had scored against them over all these years. And I'll show you what's so interesting about this upcoming Super Bowl in light of keeping track of this. The Patriots' first ever Super Bowl win was over the Rams. They became 1-2 in Super Bowls. Remember, Patriots equals 37. 37 is the 12th prime. 1-2 kind of like 12. 37 combined points. The Rams loss was 17. Now they meet 17 years later. It's the Patriots' 59th season, the 17th prime. That game was played on a date with 9 numerology as well. It's going to be Brady's 9th Super Bowl. 9 represents completion. New England equals 45, the 9th triangular. Patriots had given up 98 points through those Super Bowls when they finally won. And what's interesting about that is Tom Brady equals 98. Patriots equals 98. New England Patriots equals 98. It's how we knew they were a shoo-in for last NFL season. They had so many connections to 98. Tom Brady, he was a Michigan Wolverines 98. Their coach right now is Jim Harbaugh, another 98. The next Super Bowl was against the Carolina Panthers, Super Bowl 38. That was on the 32nd day of the year. The Patriots won with 32 points. NFL equals 32, America 32. Patriots, obvious American symbolism. That Super Bowl was in Houston as well. I should note that Houston equals 32, the hosting city. Notice the Patriots' first 3 Super Bowls all in New Orleans, then Houston. Of course, New Orleans hosts a lot of Super Bowls. Southeast hosts a lot. The Patriots had scored 83 points through 4 Super Bowls, 127 against them. Patriots would beat the Eagles in Super Bowl 39, improving to 3-2 after scoring 32 points in the prior Super Bowl. And there were 45 combined points in that game. Again, New England equals 45 in our reduction ciphers. 45 is the 9th triangular number. Eric switched up his calculator since it was having trouble. It now routes you to a number empire when you click on it. And Derek, I'm sure I'll switch it back now that his site's running better. So like here, it shows 9th, the 9th triangular. It's not quite as clear as Derek's. But again, Brady and Belichick's 9th Super Bowl. So then they played the Giants. This game was in Arizona. Arizona equals 39 like New York. It was a date with 33 numerology. New York's also 33. The Patriots would fall to 3-3 in Super Bowls on this date, losing to the Giants. It was Super Bowl 42. NYC has the Gematria 39 as well as 42. So the numbers were there in the date, the fate of the Patriots, and the location, Arizona, as the 42-39 thing like NYC. Eli equals 17. I'm wondering if that's the reason the Giants one was 17. Eli Manning, the kryptonite to Tom Brady. And what's interesting about Eli's name, it has the 17 thing. His name's also 98, like Tom Brady's. So. Glendale equals 33 as well, down on the 33rd parallel. So all sorts of 33s on the board for that Super Bowl. Super Bowl 46 was the next one. NYG for New York Giants is 46. 38 combined points. Patriots equals 38. Patriots equals 38. That game was in Indianapolis, which is on the 39th parallel. Remember, every New York Super Bowl one comes back to 39. That's the big New York number. Everything about New York's 39. That's why Saquon Barkley's first NFL carry in the preseason was for 39 yards. So that's scripted. But 38 combined points, Giants 38. That game was also on February 5th, 2-5, like 25. Giants 25, 38. Next Super Bowl was the one that ended in the 21 ritual. Russell Wilson's 21st pass intercepted by number 21 on the date 2-1. The down was 2nd and 1 at the goal. They should have just ran it in. Number 21 intercepts it and goes to the ground with 21 seconds. What's funny is I noticed the Patriots had given up 210 points. Also, 2-1. Coincidence? I doubt it. I doubt it. And by the Patriots winning that Super Bowl, they improved to 4-2. Or Tom Brady did. Tom Brady improved to 4-2 in Super Bowls, playing the team from the 42nd state, Washington State, the Seattle Seahawks. Arizona also equals 42, where that Super Bowl was. Seattle has the Gematria 28. They won with 28 points. The Seahawks lost with 24. Seahawks has the Gematria 24, the reflection of 42. If you use the rules for S, Seahawks is also 42. And the Patriots became 4-2. The game was all about the 21 ritual at the end. 21 has that connection to 42. So then the next Super Bowl was over another bird team. This was the Super Bowl on February 5th. This was to conclude the 97th NFL season. 97 is the 25th prime number. The Patriots won the 25th Super Bowl for the AFC on this date, 2-5, with a 25-point comeback over the Falcons, and they won with 34 points. Falcons equals 25 in our most pure cipher, and if you use the rule for S, 34. So 34 points, 25-point comeback. Tom Brady became 5-2 in Super Bowls on a date that can be written 5/2. Also 2/5, 25th Super Bowl for the AFC. And notice there were 62 combined points. Tom Brady had 62 passing attempts. The Patriots ran 93 offensive plays. We said at the conclusion of this Super Bowl that was a sign the Patriots would be in the next Super Bowl in Minneapolis. Minneapolis has that Gematria 62. The Patriots would end up falling to 5-5 in Super Bowls in Minneapolis. Brady could have become 6-2. And the other thing was, with regards to the 93 offensive plays, Minneapolis, Minnesota's on the 93rd meridian. Minneapolis, Minnesota's 93. So we just said that box score pointed to them going to the next Super Bowl, number 52, in Minnesota, where Minnesota's also 52. Then last year, the rematch of 13 years earlier, this was the Battle of the Flag, the national anthem. 13 years earlier, the Eagles win with 41 points, which is the 13th prime number. USA equals 41. The nation that began with 13 colonies, 13 stripes. Super Bowl also equals 41, of course. And what we were saying last year is if the Patriots didn't win this Super Bowl, they would surely win this year. And now here they are in the big game. And what we were saying last year is, will the riddle be perfect between Nick Saban and Bill Belichick? Will they both win their 6th championship in Mercedes-Benz Stadium at age 66? And they're a game away from doing that. So it still remains to be seen, but the riddle seems quite tight. And what else jumped out at me is, in light of the whole 13 thing and meeting 13 years later, the Patriots had scored 233 points through all their Super Bowls up to this game. 233 is the 13th Fibonacci number. The 13th Fibonacci. And the Patriots had given up 279 points through all their Super Bowls. That's a difference of 46. Again, Tom Brady equals 46. Michigan equals 46. If you use the rule for S on Patriots, Patriots is 46. Remember, Tom Brady's the 199th draft pick, which is the 46th prime out of Michigan. So very interesting. There's a difference of 46 points. What it got me thinking about is if the Patriots put up a lot of points in this Super Bowl, we have 44 date numerology. The game's in Georgia. Georgia equals 44. If the Patriots scored 44 points in this Super Bowl, they'd have 277 points, which is the 59th prime number. And this is their 59th NFL season. And again, 59 is the 17th prime. And they played the Rams 17 years ago. So I am wondering if the Patriots are going to score 44 in this Super Bowl. Let me just go to the chat and see what your guys' reaction is to that, because that is a lot of points. The most points the Rams have given up this year, they gave up 30-plus points a number of times. The most they gave up was the big shootout with the Chiefs, the 50. That game was November 19th. I forget what the exact score was. Maybe it was 50. Let me check that score real quick. Chiefs, Rams box score. It was the most points ever scored, 51-54. So. $67 combined points. You know what? I noticed something that just when I had up those ciphers that are relevant that we don't talk about very often. I noticed when I wrote out New England Patriots over here, it was 67 in this cipher, which is the 19th prime. So it is a thought. I mean, this cipher, we know these ciphers have been relevant to Super Bowl scores in the past. But again, if the Patriots were to put up 44 points in this game, they'd have 277 points through all of their Super Bowls, which is the 59th prime. It's their 59th season. And 59 again is the 17th prime. It's the rematch of the Super Bowl from 17 years ago where the Rams lost with 17. And again, we have a 44 date, plus we have a 44 venue, Georgia 44. So I find that really interesting. So what David German just wrote, before I looked at this morning and counted all the points, what David German just wrote I thought would be a really great score and the ultimate mockery. If you guys see David German's score in the chat, that's exactly what I had on my mind before I looked at this. 37-26. Because that gives you 63 points, the magic number. It's Tom Brady's 307th game. Mercedes-Benz Stadium equals 307. It's the 63rd prime. It looks like what his Super Bowl record could be, 6-3. And again, the AFC would pick up its 26th Super Bowl. Patriots and Los Angeles equals 37. That score is also a difference of 11 points, and this is the Patriots' 11th Super Bowl, the master number. So I think 37-26 is a score that's very possible. Absolutely. Another score. So I'm just going to throw out three scores that I could see happening. 37-26 was my initial thought because it's 63 points. And again, we just covered that. So that was the first thought I had for a Super Bowl pick. If the game's meant to be closer, 27-26 would also be fitting. It's Super Bowl 53. 53 is a very magical number to the NFL. In case you forget, the shape of the football is the Vesica Piscis from Sacred Geometry. That's why there's a 53-man roster. It's why there's a 53 and a third-yard wide field. And here we are in Super Bowl 53, and we have two teams with the 53 connection. Patriots equals 53. Los Angeles equals 53. The spread is 2.5 in favor of the Patriots. So if the Patriots only won by a point, you know, this is why you wanted to have your futures on the Patriots. I've been saying put your money on Patriots all season. In week 1, I told people I'd bet on a Patriots-Rams Super Bowl. And I should have just stuck with that all season. But spreads are tough because I really do think that Vegas, you know, they have a few scripts that can make sense for a score, and they choose which script based on where the money is. If the majority of the public money is on the, you know, the Rams to cover, then I imagine that they go outside of that. If the majority of the money is on the Patriots, you know, to cover, then I think they go with the tighter script. So 27-26, that would give you 53 points, and you have the magic number 26 there. I mean, we have good reason to believe 26 is going to show up in this score. It could be in the halftime score, could have a score of 13-13. Maybe somebody has 26 points at halftime. 26, I'll be surprised if it's not on the scoreboard at some point. Because, again, this season began on the 26th of Elul, a 26-date numerology. We just saw the AFC win it with 26. If Jared Goff loses, he'll be stuck at 26 career wins. The Rams will pick up their 26th playoff loss. Another thing about the Rams, you guys, that I meant to cover yesterday, if the Rams lose in the Super Bowl, they'll be 1-3 in Super Bowls. 1-3. What do we know about that? 1-3 is like 13. LA's 13. When you write out 13, it's 99. This is the 99th NFL season. We just saw the death of Wade, what's his name? Wade Wilson, football player. Am I saying his name right? Is it Wade Wilson? Sounds right. Is that the right last name? Yeah, Wade Wilson. He finished his career as a player with 99 touchdown passes. Just died yesterday on his birthday. And this contributor right here, James Davis, noticed he came from East Texas State, which has the gematria of 199, reminding that Brady was the 199th NFL pick. Where did I just go? Oh, but the Rams, if they lose, they'll fall to 1-3. 13 has the connection to 99. Super Bowl is 40. Whoops, not gal. Super Bowl's 41, the 13th prime, like how Tom Brady's 41. And NFL has that 13 connection as well. So, but for scores, possible scores, 37-26 makes a lot of points because of the 63 thing. That would be a tribute to the teams, the conference championship number, the location, Brady, a lot of tributes in that score. 11th Super Bowl difference of 11. 27-26, more exciting game. And didn't we just see both conference championships go to the overtime? Remember, overtime equals 44. The first Super Bowl overtime was on a date with 44 numerology against the team from Georgia, 44. You might recall the NFC championship that year was the Falcons and the Packers. Wisconsin and Georgia, the states that summed to 44. The winning score of that NFC championship was 44 points too. But 27-26. But now I'm really wondering if the Patriots could put up 44. And again, the reason why is because if they do, they'll have scored 277 points in Super Bowls, which is the 59th prime, and it's their 59th NFL season. And again, 59 is the 17th prime, rematch is 17 years earlier. So if they scored 44, I was trying to think what a fitting score for the Rams would be. It's hard to imagine a blowout, but in light of the Tom Brady bear thing, you know, he saw a bear in the woods. Now he's facing Jared Goff, the cow bear, and Robert Woods, you know, his receiver. I'm just wondering if it could be like a Patriots revenge. They got wasted by the Bears in the Super Bowl. Maybe this time they get to destroy somebody. It's been a while since there was a Super Bowl blowout. But Rams equals 15. It's hard for me to imagine this score, but if the Patriots put up 44, I could see them beating the Rams 44-15. And nobody would see that coming because everyone thinks this is going to be a really close game. And, you know, I was watching ESPN this morning. All of them thought that the Rams are going to edge out the Patriots, the guys they had on the TV this morning. But if it was 44-15, remember, Rams equals 15. They'd be stopped at 15 wins on the season. It would be a difference of 29 points. And then you get that 59 tribute too. 44 plus 15, 59. So football equals 29. I'll be surprised if it's a blowout, but that's a potential score. It would fit the riddle. So something else I meant to tell you guys yesterday too that I want to do real quick. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. There was one thing I meant to tell you about this college basketball score we were looking at between the George Mason Patriots and the Fordham Rams. This game was January 19th, if I'm not mistaken. And notice the George Mason Patriots became 11-8, like how Patriots is 118, Tom Brady's 118, Los Angeles, California's 118 on the 118th meridian. Fordham Rams became 9-9, you know, 99th NFL season. 139 points, the 34th prime. The Super Bowl's on the 34th day of the year. Patriots scored 37 in the second half. Patriots 37. I wanted to show you the gematria of George Mason Patriots. You see how it's 237? If Tom Brady wins, he's going to have 237 career wins. Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl, he gets number 237. So I thought that was something else. Fordham Rams is also 53. 53. Huh. 23 is the 9th prime. Yes, 23 is the 9th prime. That's right. VCU Rams play George Mason Patriots today, huh? Let's keep an eye on that game. Crazy. VCU Rams school location. Virginia. I believe Virginia's got the 53 thing going. Yeah. Virginia. George Mason's also in Virginia too, huh? That's funny. All right, so let's in addition to potential scores, the potential scores I like are 37 to 26, possibly 27 to 26. That one won't cover. I think there's good rhyme and reason to those scores. 44 to 15. I'm going to throw that out there as a possibility. That's the blowout game. The Patriots, they do have good reason to potentially score 44 in this game, and I explained why about 3 times. It doesn't mean that they beat the Rams with 15, but that would give us the 59 thing and might attribute to their 59th season, the 17th prime. And Rams is 15 again. It's the reason that number matters as well. But in terms of scores, I have a feeling that the first quarter, the end of the first quarter, the game will be 7 to 3. And I can't say for sure who's going to lead or 3 to 7. The reason why is because Patriots is 37, so is Los Angeles. 37 is the 12th prime, tribute to Tom Brady. So I have a feeling we'll see a score of 3 to 7 at the end of the first quarter. At the end at halftime, I expect there to probably be a tribute to 26. Does somebody have 26 points? Do we have 26 total points? So, I mean, ways that could look. We could have a score like 26 to 13. It could be 16 to 10. It could be 13 to 13. Any score like that would work. And, believing a 13 is going to be on the board makes a lot of sense, too. Oh, what's up, Tucson?
Hey, just at work right now, and I'm listening to your predictions. How about this score? I don't want to just muddy the waters with just a bunch of stuff out there, but how about 41 to 26?
41 to hey, that's a good thought because that's 67 points, the 19th prime. We just noticed that New England Patriots is 67 in the Septenary cipher.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I mean, but you're looking at a blowout again too.
That's a difference of 15. Rams is 15. That's a good score thought.
Exactly.
I'm gonna add that one to the board. That's a good thought.
All right, guys. Hey, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Good luck, man. Thanks.
Thanks.
The thing is, again, the score is usually a tribute to the teams, the date numerology, the location. And we do have a date numerology of 17 for the rematch of 17 years. Okay, but second quarter, or by the end of halftime, I'm just imagining there's going to be a tribute to 26. It's been the number of the year. So I think potential scores at halftime, 26-13, 16-10, 13-13. I think those are all very realistic options. Third quarter. Third quarter is a tough one to call. So many things could happen there. Yeah, Jacob makes a good point. If you write out 41, it equals 118. And that's a number that connects to both cities. The That's something I forgot to bring up too yesterday. Our Super Bowl 53 ref, the 53-year-old John Perry, whose name equals 53. Hey, how come that didn't come up? There he is. So John Perry is the ref for the Super Bowl. He's 53 years old right now. He wears the number 132. United States of America equals 132. Remember, the United States of America was named on September 9th, 99. The United States of America is also 99, and it was 132 days after the Bavarian Illuminati was established that the United States of America was named. But notice John Perry, numbers that pop. He's 53 years old. His name's 53. 118, a number that connects both teams. Los Angeles, California, 118 on the 118th meridian. Tom Brady, 118. Patriots, 118. And don't forget that Los Angeles burned on November 8th. And they brought attention to how Jared Goff's father was a firefighter. John Perry's also 46, the big Tom Brady number. 125 connects to numerology. I'm not sure how it fits into either of these teams, though. So, notice John Perry was also born in 65. Tom Brady with a Super Bowl win will make the Patriots 6-5. So, Jacon's point about 41 being in the score and how that connects to 118 is a good thought. And again, that 41 is just a strong Super Bowl number. Tom Brady's 41. 41's got the 118, 46, 90. Oh, my God. You know what? I can't believe I haven't noticed this all season. Let me get rid of these two ciphers over here and just look at this. Look at 41 and look at Tom Brady. See that? 98, 98, 35, 35, 46, 46, 118, 118. That's something else. So we've been saying Tom Brady's destined for the Super Bowl at 41. Here he is. What's he going to do? Is he going to defy the odds? The other guy we've been talking about that was right for this Super Bowl since even before the season began, the most 99 guy in the league is Aaron Donald. I just want to look real quick how his birthday lines up. So the Super Bowl will be on Aaron Donald's 257th day of his age, which is the 55th prime. Interesting. How about to his upcoming birthday? 109 days. That's interesting because Los Angeles is 109. Los Angeles, 109. It's the 29th prime football. Remember, his birthday is May 23rd, 523, the 99th prime number. Okay, so third quarter, I really can't make a prediction on the third quarter score because it seems that it's the most arbitrary quarter. Let's just get clever. Let's write out third and third quarter and just see if third equals 59, huh? This is the Patriots' 59th season. Could we have a score with 59 combined points between the two teams? Third quarter. Interesting that third equals 59. And that's the number we're really looking at. Patriots' 59th season, the 17th prime number. Caller?
Yes, this is Mike from Dallas. I'm not the live stream, but I was going to talk to you about the San Francisco call you got yesterday.
Well, I can't do that right now because I'm doing a live stream for sports.
Oh, well, it does have something to do with sports in Philadelphia and San Francisco, the Giants.
Can you call me back later because we're doing the Super Bowl right now?
Oh, gotcha, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks. All right. So I'll let you guys think about the third quarter, but perhaps there are 59 points on the board by the end of the third quarter. Possible. That would make some of our other score outcomes tough, though. Third quarter is the hardest to call. And then fourth quarter, it's going to be very possibly one of the scores we have up there on the board. So I don't know if Seamus can claim that he called the Patriots because he came off them early in the season when they were struggling. Seamus called about 10 different teams this year. Let's see. Just seeing Marty McSuperfly says maybe it goes to overtime 41-41. That would be something because it's the Rams' 82nd season. New England Patriots equals 82. And then you get a winner with 44 points, 85 combined. Brady equals 85, National Football League 85. 41-41. I'm going to throw it up here as a thought. And you guys can marinate on these possible scores and why. And you can go back and look at other teams too. I mean, you can see how many years the Super Bowl scores are a tribute to the city, the teams, the date. So that's what we're thinking about here. What are some possible combinations that make sense? Michael made a good observation. He just counted the Super Bowl wins. Michael counted the Super Bowl wins. Awesome observation. And he says if Pats score, I'm going to take your call here in a second, New Jersey. I just want to read this out loud. He writes, if Pats score 41 points, they'll have 179 points in all of their Super Bowl wins, and 179 is the 41st prime. The Pats' first franchise game in ATL was 4 months, 1 day after Brady was born. Wow, that's crazy. Awesome work, Michael. Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach? Hey, I'm going to go back to that championship game with Alabama, and I think you mentioned it a couple weeks ago. It was second and 20, first and 10 at the 25. They took a 16-yard sack.
Right.
Which would be Goff's 16. And then threw a 41-yard touchdown pass on second and 26.
Right.
To number 6.
Right.
I think that says a lot
right.
about the game.
I think you're right.
First of all, that play, I always look at plays like he took a 16-yard sack when they were at field goal range.
Let me just stop you real quick just so everyone's following. He's talking about the college championship where Alabama came back with Tua and beat Georgia in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium where this Super Bowl's at. Again, Nick Saban got his 6th at age 66, tying Bear Bryant, scoring 26 points. Bear equals 26, Bryant 26. But now we're talking about a very similar riddle with the Patriots and Bill Belichick. All right, go ahead, caller.
So just the play, you're in field goal range, and if you remember, Saban was flipping out on the sack.
Right.
He took a 16-yard sack, not a 15-yard sack or 17-yard sack.
Right.
So that would be Goff's sack 16, then threw a 51. So I had 41-26 in my head.
I'm liking this score a lot now because especially with what the caller just said about if the Patriots win with 41, then they've won all the Super Bowl wins are 179 combined points, which is the 41st prime.
And then the 26, which is what they, the other game went, and then put Sony Michel's number back in play if that's going to happen as far as whatever. But I just look at plays that look odd to me, and then I go, well, why would that happen in a game? I mean, we saw the Falcons Super Bowl against the Patriots. Right. Those plays where they got down close.
Mm-hmm.
Sack and then penalty, and before you know it, they're out of field goal range. I'm like, what the hell is that?
It was 3rd and 33.
But then you go back to, and you just mentioned the Patriots against the Seahawks, 2nd and 1, 21st pass, 21 seconds, intercepted by 21. So I think that play really to me, defines the Super Bowl 41-20 or something with that, just because of that play being so absurd, and then them throwing a touchdown pass the next play, 41 yards, number 6.
It was a 41-yard touchdown pass from number 13 to number 6. 41's the 13th prime. 13 is the 6th prime.
Right. So I think that's me, in my opinion, of all the things. I just look at odd plays and I try to break them down. I'm like, look, it's 2nd and 26. They lost 16 yards. That's a 16-yard sack, save, and all that stuff. I'm like, all right, there you go. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I got to offer today.
Great observation. Awesome. Thank you.
All right, man. Bye.
All right. Take care. All right, you guys. You know what? This 41-26 is looking really juicy. And again, everything in this score. We now know about the how do I make a note about this here so you guys can see this later? 179 points in Pat's SB wins. 179 in the 41st prime. So this is what it would be if the Patriots scored 41. And then you get a difference of 15 points. Rams equals 15. And then you get the magic number 26 in the score. Plus you get 67 combined points, which is the 19th prime number. And here we are in 2019, and we saw that using the septenary cipher, which we don't always use, but which is relevant, New England Patriots is 67. So that's the cipher where Super Bowl is 35, like the Patriots won the first, or not the Patriots, but the Packers. They won the first ever Super Bowl with 35. So just for kicks, what's Patriots in that cipher? 36. Interesting. And we're talking about how these teams met in Super Bowl 36, and Tom Brady can become 6-3. So there's those numbers again. What's Tom Brady in this cipher? 24. Oh, 24 has numerology of 6. Huh. Yeah, 41-26. Because of your guys' observations, man, it really is something else. I'd still say any of those potential scores we threw up on the board are possible. But there's some real rhyme and reason to 41-26. So Marcus says, another note as for the coin toss. You guys must have been having a conversation here, but he says the Pats captain Matthew Slater always calls heads because his dad used to, and his dad played for the LA Rams. We were just talking about this the other day. Somebody asked something about heads and tails. What stood out about heads, let me just look at our base ciphers. What stands out about heads is it has the Gematria 37, like Patriots, like Los Angeles. It's got Gematria 19, like how we're in 2019. And it's got Gematria 26. And, of course, 98. You said that's true for the Patriots. Again, that's the big Patriots number. Patriots is 98. Tom Brady's 98. New England Patriots is 98. So we'll see if the coin toss is heads. Looks like there's some good reason for it to happen. Caller?
Yeah, what's going on there?
Hey, man.
I'm on the live stream. I ain't won that. I was just wondering, like about 12 games on NBA and about 15 hockey games. I was just wondering where you're going to touch it today. That's all.
Oh, we're about to do it in the live stream right now. We're about to get into those.
Okay. Okay. I was just wondering. All right.
All right. Thanks, Ben.
No problem.
Okay. So, yeah, if you're the type of guy that even wants to bet on the coin toss, and here I'll just put up tails too so we can look at both sides of this. Tails, the one thing about tails is in the most pure cipher it's 16. 53 is the 16th prime, but heads really has the numbers that connect in more ways. So just make a note about that here with the caller.
Hey, what's going on, Zach? James out of Vegas.
Hey, James.
It looks like by the callers and stuff, one of the propositions to bet would be Rams scoring less than 27.5 points. It's what I'm gathering from a lot of the, the talk there.
Yeah, that is very possible the way we're looking at it with all the potential 26 combos on the board. So yeah, there's reason to believe that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll go back to listening.
All right.
Thanks for your channel, man.
Very welcome. Thanks for tuning in.
All righty.
Something else I should mention about the Rams. We covered this in weeks before. Jared Goff. His birthday is exactly 112 days before the Super Bowl. And Super Bowl, when you flip the alphabetic order around, is 112. So he had a nice alignment to be in the Super Bowl. One thing there about Jared Goff. Okay. You guys, if anybody wants to talk about the Super Bowl more, I feel like we've covered it really well over the last 2 weeks. You can call in about that, and as soon as we're done here at the Super Bowl, we can look at today's games. Caller?
Hi, Zach.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're on, loud and clear.
Okay. Hey, I haven't seen. I joined a little bit late, but have you gone over? There's a Bay Area connection between Goff and Brady.
The Bear connection between Goff and Brady?
No, the Bay Area.
Oh yeah,
right. Both out of the Bay Area. I'm wondering if you went through the high schools from each high school that they're from. I'm just curious.
So Jared Goff's high school is a Catholic school, and in Gematria, the name of the school sums to 63, like how Tom Brady can become 6 and 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put that up on the screen real quick if people want to see it.
Okay, so I missed that then. Okay, all right, thanks, bud.
All right, yeah, welcome. Here, I'll do this real quick just so everybody can see this. This is something we were talking about the week of the conference championships. So Jared Goff went to Marin Catholic. Brady went to a Catholic school as well. So did most professional athletes. But Marin Catholic has that 63 thing going. And again, Tom Brady, it's his 307th career game, this Super Bowl, in Mercedes-Benz Stadium 307, which is the 63rd prime number. 307, the 63rd prime. I mean, how much does that look like 6 and 3? And again, he would then be in the conversation with Jordan, who was born in 63. Somebody in the chat said they're filling a 23 in the score as a Jordan tribute since we're talking about 6 championships. It's possible that I entertain that same thought. Will we see a 23 on the board in tribute to Jordan and his 6 championships? 23 is also the 9th prime. It's the 99th NFL season. Remember to keep an eye on this George Mason Patriots VCU Rams game today. We saw the recent George Mason Patriots Rams tribute, which looked good for the Patriots. See what happens here. This game's today to 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. If anybody else wants to call in about the Super Bowl, if you got any last questions, now's the time. If not, we'll switch gears and head over to today's sports action. Speaking of weather in the Super Bowl, don't forget that Prince performed Purple Rain in the only Super Bowl halftime show where there ever was rain. Think about that, too. Prince ended up dying on the 112th day of the year in 2016. Super Bowl's 112, and then they paid tribute to him at the Super Bowl that was in Minnesota. Okay. It looks like we're comfortable with what we covered about the Super Bowl. Just in case you missed yesterday's presentation, I just want to throw out the only potential narrative I see for the Rams to win. Because I know there's some people out there who want to bet on the Rams. The only thing for the Rams that I see on the board is it's Super Bowl 53, which is the 16th prime number. And their quarterback, of course, is Jared Goff, number 16. If he wins tomorrow, the Rams get their 16th game on or their 16th win of the season. And the Patriots would fall to 13-6, where that looks like 136, which is the 16th triangular number. Anytime you look at these games, you're going to see riddles on both sides. To me, there's a whole lot more riddles that stack on the Patriots side, especially the 307 63rd prime. I mean, that's really powerful. But again, sometimes a team does have more riddles, and it still goes the other way. Take, for example, the Clemson-Alabama game. I pointed out that Clemson had the exact same riddle this year that they beat Alabama with the one time they beat them in the college championship. They had the exact same riddle, and it ended up playing out the same way. They won. But Alabama had way better numbers this year than they did the last time they lost. So, I mean, for the person out there that's feeling Rams, I'm going to say, I mean, they got an opportunity. If that's what you think it's going to be, go for it. But I've been saying Patriots all year, even for more than a year. And, I mean, I will be very surprised if the Patriots don't pull this out. The United States of America equals 99. The nation was named on September 9th, which is also California's birthday. But, I mean, who's got the more USA symbolism between the Patriots and the Rams? And think about Rams, all of this being biblical riddles. The Rams are used for sacrifices in the Bible. So, and they're going to call Tom Brady the GOAT, right? The GOAT. The GOAT. What is the gematria of GOAT anyway? You guys missed, no, it's funny. GOAT's 65. The Patriots can become 6-5. GOAT's also 16, Super Bowl 53, the 16th prime. Jared Goff can get his 16th career loss and be kept at 26 career wins. And don't forget that Sam Adams just put out that beer can on January 31st. 131, Super Bowl 131, championship 131, 57. It's the Patriots' 57th playoff game. 131, championship, Super Bowl. They just put out that beer can, Sam Adams, with Tom Brady as the GOAT. If you guys missed yesterday's presentation, we talked about that. There it is right here. They put out this beer can that says too old, too slow, still here. 101, the 26th prime, the number we've been talking about all year. Again, AFC just won the Pro Bowl with 26 points. All right. John's pointing out that today leaves 332 days left in the year. Hey, I'm glad you said that, John, because that just made me think about something with the Super Bowl. Okay, one last point, you guys, about the Super Bowl. That means the Super Bowl is on the day leaving 331 days left in the year. That's the 67th prime number. 331, the 67th prime. 67 is the 19th prime. That makes that score of 41-26 even more juicy. And we were talking about how New England Patriots in the septenary cipher is 67. So the Super Bowl on the day leaving 331 days. Okay, let's switch over to sports for today. 1 second. Okay, let me just make this bigger. So today's February 2nd, the 33rd day of the year, leaving 332 days remaining. Today's the 110th day of the NBA season. Something that relates to 110 is prophecy. We just saw the Warriors-Philadelphia game, the Battle of the Prophecy. Revelation names Philadelphia the Book of Prophecy. Anyway, wasn't an accident that there was 110 points in that game. For the NHL season, it's the 123rd. And before we get to today's games, I just want to recap yesterday's games. We ended up getting on the wrong side of the Houston game yesterday, which was unfortunate. But again, it's just good to review. Pointed out that the Hornets could get their 25th win over the Grizzlies. We've been seeing teams pick up their 25th win over the Grizzlies. Memphis Grizzlies is 97, the 25th prime. But I did say this game, you know, it was risky because the Grizzlies had a chance to get their 21st win. Charlotte Hornets is 231, the 21st triangular. We just seen a team get their 21st win over Charlotte. But we are watching this pattern now with teams getting the 25th win against the Grizzlies. See if that comes up again. It's probably a good way to go. And as a rule of thumb, if you're the guy who has to bet on every single game or you play on something where you have to pick them each day, if you have a tight read between two teams, just go with the home team. Because, I mean, more often than not, the home team's going to take it. But Hornets did prevail. They got that 25. We said the Celtics should pick up their 33rd win over New York. New York's 33. That happened. They were a 13-point favorite. They had to cover 13. Notice they won by 14. And I pointed out Knicks equals 41, the 13th prime, so there was a good chance they covered. We like the Thunder to get their 16th win against the Heat. Heat 16. They did. Also, Oklahoma City Thunder's 101, the 26th prime. The Heat got their 26th loss. That worked out. We liked the Jazz to win yesterday and today because today they can get their 31st win over Houston, so we'll look at that as well. This Rockets-Nuggets game, we looked at this for a long time and we danced around and we looked at a lot of things. And we thought the Rockets could end up pulling it out. They did not. They got beat soundly. The danger was the Rockets were at 29 wins. It was the 109th day of the NBA season. 109 is the 29th prime number. So they stayed at 29 wins on the 109th day. But we'd seen that in the Rockets' winning streak against the Nuggets, they'd won two of their last 4 games at Denver with 109 points. So we were wondering what was up with that. The danger was the Rockets could have got their 22nd loss on a date with 22 numerology. They did. So the Rockets' record ended up having a lot to do with the season placement in the schedule and the date numerology. The thing was the Rockets could have got their 30th win and Nuggets equals 30. And then we were also looking and thinking that they could get their 22nd and 14th away loss against Houston if they won against Denver because, or did I just say that wrong? We were thinking they could get their 22nd overall loss and 14th away loss against Utah today because Utah's 22-14. Instead, they're going to walk into Utah with already 22 losses and 14. So we're going to have to look at that more carefully. But this is why it's tricky when you can make a narrative both ways. Let's go out to New York real quick. What's up, New York?
All right. Hey, are you doing the show? This is Izzy.
Yeah, we're doing the show.
I'm getting a message on the Patreon. They're down. We appreciate your patience. We'll be back shortly for maintenance.
Oh, really?
Whoa, down for maintenance right now.
Okay. Yeah, I just checked it. So the people who are already in here are in. God, it must have just went down for maintenance. When it goes down for maintenance, it doesn't stay down long. So just keep checking back. That's annoying.
I think they're on to you now. Because look at that. One day usually they go down for maintenance during the wee hours in the morning.
Right.
Like
right.
So I mean, I don't know.
Well, keep checking back because it wasn't down a little bit ago. So keep checking back. It should come back up. And if you do miss it, the good news is the whole video will be here when it comes back up. So. All
right. Wait. And good thing I did hit on the Bowling Green game. I did. You called it. Thank you very much. You're right.
Well, I'm glad that I got that one right because my other college picks weren't good yesterday. But yeah, we did see that upset. We sniffed that.
Continue. I didn't mean to disrupt you. Okay.
Okay. No problem, man. I'm sorry it's down for maintenance, but keep checking back. It's got to come back up soon.
All right, man.
All right. Take care. Well, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Okay, but notice Harden's 30-point streak. You know, it continued against the Nuggets, and again, Nuggets is 30. So. Got on the wrong side of that game. God, what a crazy second quarter. 48 points. So, it's just a reminder. When you can make a narrative both ways, it's a risky play, and we had that in that game, but we thought the Rockets had a few more chips in their corner. Okay. The NCAA games yesterday. I just want to look at those again just to review because we learn from each day. Let me come back here to NCAA Men's. I'm thinking this is Duke's year, you guys. Duke 67, the 19th prime. Okay. So this game surprised me right here. We didn't do the most thorough decode. We just looked real quick. We didn't spend a lot of time on this, and this is why you want to be thorough. But Iowa equals 21. I was thinking Michigan would probably get the 21st. But when you do college basketball, you got to be thorough. You got to look at the coaches in college. So that one was there's I'm sure there's something else there, but I was just thinking they could get 21 against Iowa. We saw that Bowling Green could get the upset at home because a lot of college upsets do happen at home, like the Iowa game. But what we saw with Bowling Green is they could get their 15th win on a 15-date numerology. And that happened. And Maryland had some good basketball numbers. We didn't look real thoroughly at this either, but they got beat as well. The 21 seed got beat on 2-1. Caller.
In the 44-date numerology.
For the Super Bowl?
Yeah, you mentioned that. Did you mention that?
Yeah. Right.
You did. Okay. And there's one other storyline that I don't know if is related to anything, but the movie Remember the Titans, the real guy that it was based on.
He just died.
Okay. Did you? I don't remember you talking about that.
I did. I covered it. His high school name equals 99.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. As long as you looked into it, I wasn't sure if you saw that or not.
Yeah. His Let me pull up that story before we do today's decodes because there was something else there, but I remember that his high school name was 99. I'll pull that up real quick.
All right, thanks.
All right, yeah, no problem. So anyway, the upset narrative was nice yesterday because the date numerology was right, and usually date numerology leads to the gold. So there was that much, and then in the NHL we saw that riddle between the former. The Dallas team and the two teams with the Dallas connections, Minnesota and Dallas. And come to that game right here. The Stars and the Wild. Minnesota Wild win-loss records. Let's pull this up real quick. Against the Dallas Stars, we were talking about how they could even it at 30-30 because Dallas is 113, the 30th prime, and both teams had the connection to Dallas. Usually riddles like that are good to follow. So that did prevail. And that was really the only thing we saw in hockey. Just as another reminder, we saw that the only series record that had anything to do with the date numerology yesterday was the Islanders and the Lightning. Had the Islanders won, it would have been in correspondence with the date numerology, but I said, uh-oh, it's dangerous because the Lightning can get their 38th win over the Islanders, and they did. So, again, you want to find narratives where things just lean mostly one way. Or you know, like a strong city riddle, like the 30-30 thing. Okay, let me pull up this this story real quick about the Remember the Titans player who just died, because I think there was one other. Hold on. Thought that would pull it up right away. Hold on. Remember the Titans player dead. Yeah, so this was the other thing about this man. He died at age 65. The name of his high school equals here, let me just get my post real quick. Should pull it up. The 65 thing jumps out because, again, the Patriots are going for 6-5 in Super Bowls. And this guy, not only did he die at age 65, he died on a date with 65 numerology. The high school he went to was T.C. Williams High School, 99, like it's the 99th NFL season. So, and again, this happened January 25th, 2019, just before the Super Bowl. All right, let's get to today's games now. I want to pull up, we'll start with the NBA. And I also want to have the standings up here as well. Okay. So Clippers Pistons again. It is the 33rd day of the year. It's Groundhog's Day. The date numerology is that one. 43, 16, and 23. And the other thing you want to do with your date numerology is point out your prime numbers. So 43 happens to be the 14th prime. So we're going to pay attention to 14 as well. And 23 is the 9th prime. Something else just to be thorough, just in case you see the number come up. 53 is the 16th prime. We are on a date with 16 numerology. And it is also a 4 date. We're probably not going to see a lot of 4. The one thing we could see is teams going for a 4-game winning streak today. That's one thing to consider. Again, it's the 110th day of the NBA season. It's the 123rd. So let's take a peek here. Clippers 28 and 24, 13 and 12 away. Detroit has a chance to get its 23rd win on this 23 date numerology. Let's see what the Clippers and Pistons head-to-head is. It's going to be the 117th game. The Clippers lead the Clippers trail 44 to 72. It's interesting the Clippers equals 44. Pistons going for their 73rd win. It's the 73rd NBA season. Have the Clippers and Pistons played yet this year? That's what I wonder. If they've already played, I think I'm going to go for this 73 thing in light of it being the 73rd NBA season. It doesn't look like they've played yet. Or here, I can check that right here. Or they did already play this year. The Clippers lost at home to the Pistons. So the Pistons can get their 73rd win. It is the 73rd NBA season. I like riddles like that in terms of the season year. 73rd NBA season. Let's see. And again, they have the date numerology in their favor too. They can get that 23rd win on the 23 day. Let's look at the conference standings here. Detroit, they could stay. Wait a minute, they're at home, right? Okay. The only thing that's a little concerning is they could potentially get their 13th loss at home against LA. LA's got the 13th thing going. But that date numerology is usually where it's at. Let's look at the Clippers. Clippers can get – Detroit has the 41 connection, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it Pistons? Pistons has the 41 connection. 41's the 13th prime. The Clippers could potentially become 13 and 13 away against the Pistons. So that'll help the Lakers out there too. Hello, caller.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Isaac down here in Tucson.
How you doing?
Good, man. Hey, so I have a little stat here for the Super Bowl. I was looking at thing. Have you read Daniel 8 in the Bible? Have you ever heard of that?
Sure. Give me the gist of what you're saying, though.
Yeah. Basically, it talks about how a ram is like the strongest animal, crushing everything in its way, and then a goat comes in and takes his horns away or whatever, fucks him up, and then makes him powerless. And then I typed in Daniel 8 into the calculator, and 94, 59 comes up, and all these. You can either do it on Daniel 8 as the 8 being the word, or Daniel 8 with the number 8. Either one, both of them still have numbers on them.
Okay, that's a good thought. Yeah, because the GOAT Brady comes and gets the rim. Yeah, so I'm seeing where you're going with that. And then 59, it's the Patriots' 59th season. All right.
Yep. So, yeah, just a quick little thought for you.
8 is also the 36th triangular number. If you add 1 through 8 together, it equals 36, like how the Patriots beat the Rams in Super Bowl 36.
Oh, shit. See, I knew there was something there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a great observation. I appreciate it.
Cool, man. All right, man. You can go back to the live thing.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
Take care. Okay. So, yeah, good observation. Again, the biblical riddles, I mean, they're there. To me, it looks like the Pistons have pretty good numbers for this game. So, get that 23rd win. Pistons are a 2-point favorite. It's not a if we're ranking on the strength of pick schedule, I'm going to say it's like a 7. You know, the other day, if you were here for the Philadelphia Flyers decode, that's the kind of one where you're as close as you get to a 10, and they did win that game. But the Pistons have some pretty good numbers there. All right, Bulls Hornets. Bulls Hornets. I'm thinking about the 26 Jordan equals 26. This is Jordan, Jordan versus old team. Jordan 26. They can be 26 and 26 against the Chicago Bulls. And we have the 23 date numerology, right? So let's see the Bulls Hornets head to head. Bulls Hornets head to head. It's going to be the 111th game. Basketball game's 111. Hornets can get the 41st win. What did I just see here? That would give the Bulls their 41st loss too. Let's see. The 33rd day of the year. Chicago Bulls is 33. But that Jordan 26-26 thing against his old team. Jordan's birthday is February 17th, like how New England Patriots is 217. So today's 15 days from his birthday. Oops. Yeah. I'm just thinking if there's any other numbers there that are important. The only thing I don't know why they would punk Jordan against his old Bulls when he has this chance at 26 and 26. The only thing I could say is that in light of the 23 date numerology, 23 is the 9th prime. The only thing I could see going south there for the Hornets is getting their 9th home loss on the 23 date. But yeah, I got to think that 26 thing's going to happen. All right, Nets Magic. Okay. We do have 16 date numerology. The Nets could potentially get their 16th home loss. It's going to be the 113th game. The National Basketball Association 113. 113 is the 30th prime. Notice Brooklyn won in the 112th game. Brooklyn equals 112, just to make that point. Usually when there's a series overall matchup that corresponds with one of the team city names or the nickname, it's usually a good sign for that team. So no surprise they won in the 112th game. Looks like they're on a 4-game winning streak. Remember we talked about today has the 4-date numerology. Let's see here. Orlando's 110. It's the 110th day of the season. Orlando Magic's also 112. So I guess it would have been a draw there in the Brooklyn game, but Brooklyn took it. Brooklyn 41 the 13th, 53 the 16th prime. Brooklyn Nets 53 the 16th prime, 16 date numerology. They can get their 16th home loss. I got to favor the Nets seeing that on the board. So that's just 23. We got the 23 date numerology. I think that's a good reasoning there, because not only do we have the 16th home loss on a 16 date, we have a fitting opponent. Brooklyn Nets 53 the 16th prime. So let's come back here. Bucks Wizards. Bucks Wizards. I see a potential for the 23rd win on the 23 date. It could also stay at 16 home wins on a 16 date. The Bucks could also get their 16th away win on a 16 date. That makes things trickier. Let's see what the head-to-head is here. Bucks Wizards head-to-head. It's the 211th game, which is the 47th prime. These teams played January 11th, so they played 22 days earlier. The Wizards got them at home. Does Milwaukee have a connection to 118? No. Milwaukee has a connection to 53, the 16th prime. Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks 79, the 22nd prime. Washington Wizards. Washington Wizards is 94. Their next win is their 94th, but no necessary reason for them to get that today. This one's tricky, because the Wizards have a cause here, because they can get that 23rd win on the 23 date. Check the arena name real quick. Capital One Arena. It'd be nice to get a good, strong read for the Wizards, because that's what would pay out since they're the underdog. Just thinking if there's anything we're overlooking. Yeah, it's just tricky because you can make an argument either way for either team. Let me check the chat. Marty's saying if the Bucks get the W, they have 16 away and the Wizards stay at 16 home on the 16 date numerology. It is a thought. Absolutely. It's absolutely a thought. But it's not always that way, because, again, there's 23 date numerology. The other thing is Bucks is they have 37 wins, Milwaukee, and notice Milwaukee's 37 and Wizards is 37 too. So that game's tough. They played 22 days earlier, or a span of 23 days. there's a lot more money on the Bucks, of course. I mean, Bucks are one of the top teams. The Wizards are pretty mediocre. But yeah, I just don't like games when there's a riddle that could go either way. If you're the kind of guy that just likes to bet to get those big payouts for the upset and take the risk, I mean, there's a narrative here for the Wizards to pull it out. Okay, Mavericks, Cavaliers. So Dallas is the city with the 13-41 Gematria. Cavaliers are at 41 losses. Let's see. Let's see the head-to-head here between these teams. The Mavericks have 33 wins. Here we are on the 33-date numerology. The game is in Cleveland. Cleveland's 33. And the Cavs, they have a chance to get their 41st win over Dallas. Cleveland 33. It's the 33 city. Let's see here. Let's just run some gematria. Cleveland. What else jumps out? Cavaliers. Cavaliers. Their chance at a 17 here. No. Alice. Chance of 18. No. Is there a 26 on the board? Just in light of how much 33 and 74 come together in this research, I'm just noticing the Mavericks, on this 33 day could stay at 33 wins in the 74th overall game. Cleveland would have 41 wins. 41 corresponds with Dallas. They'd stay at 41 losses. The name of the arena. And Bones. Let's see. How many games have the? Let's see what's going on here with these teams. Mavericks. The Cavs are on a 2-game winning streak? I did not realize that. Huh. That's interesting. They could be on a 3-game winning streak on the 33rd day of the year. They just beat the Wizards and the Bulls. There's no super strong indicators, but I think there's reason to believe Cleveland can pull it out on the 33rd day of the year. Let me check on the chat here. The Mavs stay at 33 wins against Cleveland on the 33rd day of the year, where Cleveland's the 33 city. Cavs get their 3rd win in a row on the 33rd day. So they'd stay at 41 losses and get their 41st win against Dallas. Dallas 41. So. All right, let's take a look at Pacers and Heat. Pacers and Heat. It's the 33rd day of the year. Pacers can get that 33rd win. That absolutely stands out. The game's not in Indiana, but Indiana does have the 137th thing going, the 33rd prime. Let's look at the Pacers Heat head-to-head. It's going to be the 113th game, the 30th prime, the big NBA number. Something to think about, when there's games where the Cavs, the Heat, and the Lakers play in the same day, watch that, because the LeBron teams and the whole league's structured around LeBron. So the Pacers can get their 66th win today. That stands out because there's the relationship with 33 and 66. Right out 33 at 66. Pacers are on a 4-game losing streak. That could end today on the date with 4 numerology. The Heat can get the 16th loss on a 16-date numerology as well. That stands out. Heat's also 16. And 16, you know, is the number that has the relationship with 33. 16 has that relationship with 33 too. Just a real quick to come back to this game where we were talking. This Bucks-Wizards game is, I think it's tricky. I saw John say that the Bucks is a strong game to put in a parlay. I mean, they very well might win. I mean, they are the favorite. There's numbers to believe they can, but that Wizards picking up the 23rd on the 23rd day numerology, that's always cause for concern. That's where you can't be surprised when your pick doesn't turn out. But Pacers, 33rd win on the 33rd day of the year, giving the Heat their 16th loss. There's definitely some rhyme and reason to that, and the 66th overall series win. So what was their last game? November 16th. Pacers have won both. It's interesting, the Pacers won the first game with 110 points, and now they're playing again on the 110th day of the NBA season. Just want to make sure they're not overlooking anything. Pacers. And their 52nd game of the season, Indiana. The guy who asked me if I banned him, no. Oh, it's Martin again. Martin's having trouble. Hold on, I'm just responding to him. Okay. Miami. I saw that 27 up here. What was it, 27? He can get their 27th loss in Miami as well. Yeah, I think there's good reason to believe in the Pacers getting it done there, even though the Heat are a favorite. Okay, Pelicans. They're on bad times with Anthony Davis out of town. They could stay on 23 wins on the 23 date. The other thing is we're on a Saturday named after Saturn. The Spurs are the most Saturn team in the league. Again, Spurs 93-21-42, 33rd day of the year. Saturn 93-21-42. So I say don't doubt the Spurs on a Saturday. Let's just look at the head-to-head between these teams. Not a good payout here, though, for the Spurs. They're big favorites. Spurs 45-18. It'll be the 64th game. Pelicans knows they can get that 21st away loss against the Spurs. Stay at 23 wins. So. It's the Spurs 54th game, too. 54 is the number that has the tight relationship with 93. Huh. Yeah, that 21st away loss very likely on Saturday versus the Spurs. All right, Lakers, Warriors. So LeBron's back now. Game changer. It's going to be Los Angeles' 53rd game. Los Angeles 53-53, the 16th prime. We're on a 16-date numerology. If the Lakers come in and stun the Warriors, look who can get their 16th loss. So the other thought here is the Warriors can get their 37th win. Los Angeles is also 37. Let's look at the Lakers-Warriors head-to-head. Okay, I remember mentioning this. The Lakers can get their 253rd win today. 253 is the 22nd triangular number. 2-2, February 2nd, 2-2. So that is very interesting. They could get their 253rd win today on 2-2. Basketball's 22, Kings 22. I gotta check this out. We're gonna get thorough on this game. LeBron James. Pro Basketball Reference. I want to see his overall record versus Golden State. All right, so LeBron versus the Warriors. He is 15-13. That means LeBron can get his 16th win today against the Warriors. And it looks like this only includes the regular season, so we don't have the playoffs in here. But in the regular season, he can get his 16th win today on this 16-date numerology. So that builds the case for the 16 riddle we see on the board. Again, Warriors can get that 16th loss. Yeah, and the Spurs, I see the comment in the chat. The Spurs would also get their 22nd win on 2-2. The glitch in your matrix writes, Curry plays his 666th game tonight against the Lakers on the 33rd day of the year. Once upon a time, Bryant scored 81 points in his 666th game. It will be Lakers-Warriors 419th. Regular season head-to-head. 419 is the 81st prime. And what is it about 81? Call it the ritual number. Kobe's father played for the Warriors too. Remember, his retirement had everything to do with his father as well, Kobe. Joe Jellybean Bryant. Well, in light of it being a 666th game, remember basketball game equals 666 in Sumerian Gematria. 666 is the 36th triangular. It's interesting that they're at 36 wins right now. LeBron's 3-6 in the finals. Let's see. When did these teams last play? It's going to be their third game this year. Did they play 4 games this year? the final game. Play again on April 4th. So that'll be a date with 47 numerology. The word beast is 47. A date with 27 numerology. That's the 93rd day of the year. No. It's the 94th day of the year. Excuse me. 94th day of the year. Okay. That 253rd win on 2-2, I mean, that really has got some rhyme and reason to it because 253 is the 22nd triangular. Just thinking about this. Yeah, I can see some riddles both ways, though. That's what I don't like. Because, again, the Warriors could get their 37th win. Los Angeles is 37. Let's just run through the gematria and just see if anything else pops. Golden State. Warriors. LA Lakers is 79, like that 22nd prime. Also 137, like the 33rd day of the year. Today's LeBron's birthday is December 30th. So today is LeBron's 35th day of his age. It's LeBron's 35th day of his age. King James is 35. It's also LeBron's 36th game of the season. Let's see how things line up with Steph Curry, too. I want to see what's going on with Steph Curry. Remember, Steph Curry and LeBron James born in the same hospital in Akron, Ohio. Don't forget it. All right, let's see. That's not well, I guess for because it's not the head-to-head for those two players. There's probably a way to do that. Let's see what Steph Curry is against the Lakers, though. He has 16 wins against the Lakers. Interesting. Interesting how that comes together. Again, we got the 16-date numerology. LeBron could potentially get his 16th win against the Warriors today. He's 16-13. Huh. So there's another 16 on the board. The last time it's not the last time they played, but the last time they played in the Lakers won, it was in Oakland on Christmas. It's the game LeBron got hurt. That game was 28 days ago, or a span of 29. Let's see. So let's see where LeBron James, Steph Curry, head-to-head. I want to see what they are. There we go. They've played 35 games. That's funny. So today's going to be the 36th game. As Glitch in the Matrix pointed out, 666 is the 36th triangular. It's LeBron's 36th game of the season. So 13 in the regular season, 22 in the playoffs. Curry could get his 22nd win today on 2-2. That's something to consider. If he stayed at 21, Lakers equals 21. Again, it's the 73rd NBA season. 73 is the 21st prime. Curry born on the 73rd day of the year. LeBron leads the regular season. Let's see how this lines up with Curry's birthday. His birthday is the 73rd day of the year, so it's 40 days to his birthday, or a span of 41 days. That's easy. Let's see what it is from his last birthday. 325 days? It is. 325 days from his last birthday. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry equals 325. Council of Nicaea happened in 325. That has to do with the Catholics in the Bible. LeBron and Curry both got the Catholic school connections. Let me read through the chat. There's probably some good things here. John makes a good observation. He says Warriors can get their 110th home win versus the Lakers on the 110th day of the NBA season. That's got to be an M cubed stat, I'm imagining. Let me check M cubed real quick. That might include the playoffs as well. Whoops, is it mcube.net? That's just coming up for me. Let's see here. Whoops, hit the wrong thing. I'll look at it from the Warriors' perspective. Let's see. Against the Lakers at home. So this includes the playoffs as well. Including the playoffs, it is true they can get their 110th win at home. The problem is that's not just regular season, but again, sometimes the playoff riddles matter too. Yeah, that makes things more interesting, that's for sure. Let's see how things line up with Kevin Durant too. His birthday is September 29th. Yeah. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Okay, so 126 is a huge number. Oakland, do you remember the MLK Day game from the year that Oakland ended up winning the finals over the Lakers on June 12th? June 12th can be written 12/6. If you go back to that game, the Warriors won with 126 points on MLK Day. And Oakland is 126 in Jewish Gematria. And Kevin Durant, number 35. He made King James 3-5 in the NBA Finals. King James 35. Yeah, this riddle's tight. Let's look at the a little bit more at the standings. Lakers are on a 1-game winning streak. Warriors just lost to Philly. If the Warriors won, they'd become 37-15, which is plus 22. Oakland's 22. We got the 2-2 day. Yeah. Where's the Lakers' next game against? Lakers face the Pacers. LeBron James usually has quite the riddles against the Indiana Pacers. Do they have a 28 connection? They don't. Thing about the Indiana Pacers, LeBron will always face them in the playoffs when he was in the East. 1-1-4, just like LeBron James. Anyway, I was trying to see if the next opponent might be a good team to get their 28th win against. Yeah, this riddle's tight. Come to the chat. Yeah. This game's tough, you guys. I mean, there's a riddle there for the Lakers to get that 253 on 2-2 in Oakland, but the Warriors have some nice things lining up. That Kevin Durant birthday alignment scares me. But God, it's just all those 16s. Again, we have the 16 date numerology. LeBron can get his 16th regular season win against the Warriors, and Steph Curry could stay at 16 wins against the Lakers. So I can make finding out about that 110th win all time. Yeah, I can make too much of an argument either way to make a call on that. But if the Lakers get that upset, man, that's a nice payout because they're a big underdog. All right, let's look at the Nuggets Timberwolves. That's a good that might be a good strategy there, Nathan, because oftentimes when there's tight riddles, the games are close. So to take in the points, that might be a good strategy. All right, let's do this next game here. I'm going to close some of these windows so my computer doesn't overheat. All right, Nuggets at the T-Wolves. And again, our date numerology, 43. Somebody said the 14th loss for the Lakers on the road. That is a good point because 43 has the relationship with 14. That is something to consider as well. Speaking of 14, the Nuggets can get their 14th away win. This is going to be the Nuggets' 52nd game. It's in Minnesota. Minnesota's 52. It's also Minnesota's 52nd game. Minnesota 52. So nothing's screaming out about the date numerology other than the 14 thing. I don't see any other numbers. Well, I guess the T-Wolves could stay at 9 losses. All right, let's look at it. Nuggets, Timberwolves head-to-head. Here, real quick, I just want to see if the page still says down for maintenance. Oh, my God. Okay. So the Nuggets, 74-49. Nuggets lead. They played November 21st, 2018. The Nuggets barely won that game. That was in Minnesota. Let's see how many days it's been from that game. November 21st. In light of today being the 110th day of the year, I do know that Minnesota equals 110. Or not the 110th day of the NBA season, excuse me. So it's 73 days later, or a span of 74. It's the 73rd NBA season. 73 is the 21st prime. And it's the 110th day of the NBA season. And both teams playing these 50-second games, which is interesting. Let's see here. Nuggets. 33rd day of the year. Denver. Nuggets. Minnesota. Timberwolves. The last game was the 123rd. The T-Wolves lost in that game too. Normally things like that are favorable. Timberwolves. So, I don't know how this wasn't. The Nuggets can get their 16th loss, and because there's so much Minnesota connections, the 110th day, 50-second game for both teams, 16 has the relationship with 33. It's not the strongest read. It's not the strongest read, but the 16 plays more than the 14 does. Because again, it's 43 date numerology, which is the 14th prime. It matters, but the date numerology is just 16 straight away. So let's check out the target center real quick. Target's 26, just the word target alone. They could become 26 and 26 in this extra Minnesota day. What was the streaks at? Minnesota can get their 16th conference win today. 16 date numerology as well. Denver's on a 5-game winning streak. There's reason to believe in Minnesota pulling out this game. That's a good point, though, Marty, about how Nuggets have the 93 thing, the Saturn number. But don't forget, Minneapolis, Minnesota's 93 too, and it's on the 93rd meridian. So both cities. Yeah, we'll look at UNLV, Utah State, no problem. Let's finish this NBA. This game's tight, but I think there's reason to believe Minnesota can pull this one out here. I think there's reason to believe. And I did say I was going to throw T-Wolves out of my vocabulary. That's what this team was called when I was growing up. Everyone called them the T-Wolves. It could become 26 and 26, but I said I was going to throw that out of my vocabulary because it burned me earlier this year. But target is 26 where they play. Okay, Hawks, Suns. All right, we got 3 more games to get through. Hawks, Suns. Okay, let's see. The Hawks could potentially get their 23rd loss on the 23 day. 23 is also the 9th prime. They could potentially get their 9th away win as well. It's the 54th game for the Suns, which is interesting because Sun, the singular, is 54. So you got to wonder how the Suns do in their 54th game. Hawks could get their 9th win. Let's see here. Atlanta, Hawks. Atlanta's from the 33rd parallel. Phoenix is on the 33rd parallel as well. Battle of the 33rd parallel teams on this day. Phoenix, Suns. Let's see here. $127th game. That's the 31st prime. 31's the 11th prime. Funny that the Hawks are at 54 wins. It's going to be their first game this season against each other. The fact that the Suns have the chance to get their 73rd win and it's the 73rd NBA season, I do find that interesting. The next game they'll play will be in Atlanta. It's probably more likely that if they're going to get the 73rd win in the 73rd season, it comes today rather than Atlanta. Hawks would stay at 16 wins on a 16-day. But, man, the Suns could get their 43rd loss on the 43-day, too. Yeah. Talking Stick Resort Arena. There's not a real strong read either way for this game, unfortunately. Again, if you're a guy that has to pick every game because it's close and one team's a home team, yeah, it's still tough though because that 43-day. But close games maybe favor the home team, but I'd probably stay away from that game if you could. All right, Rockets, Jazz. We talked about this yesterday. The Jazz can get their 31st win over Houston. Houston's the 31 in the most pure cipher. But things are a little bit different since Houston lost yesterday. The Rockets could now get their 30th win against the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz equals 113, which is the 30th prime number. Notice the Rockets could pick up their 23rd loss. That would keep the Jazz at 23 losses on a 23-date numerology. Let's see their head-to-head. So here's something that stands out to me. The Jazz can get their 106th win on the 110th day of the NBA season. That's that prophecy thing. Oracle Arena, where Philadelphia just won with 110 points, Oracle Arena is 106 feet tall. And Oracle has to do with future telling. So just a recent example of how these numbers come together. That would keep the Rockets at 29 wins too. And it's the Rockets' 52nd game. So all of those numbers can come together. The prophecy thing, 106th win, 110th day of the season. Rockets stay at 29 in their 52nd game. Plus, then Utah gets their 31st win over Houston. Rockets pick up their 23rd loss on a 23-date numerology. The Jazz could also get their 17th home win over the Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets is 59, the 17th prime. So I think that's good for the Jazz. Chris Campbell pointed out in that ATL Phoenix game that both of them had the 21-33 connection. Okay, I think the Jazz have pretty good numbers here to beat the Rockets. So the only thing that I see for the Rockets is they could stay at 14 away losses on the 43 date, where 43 is the 14th prime. So all right, 76ers Kings. So date numerology doesn't help us with the 76ers record. The Kings, with an upset, could get their 16th home win on a 16 date. It's amazing Philadelphia is only a 3-point favorite. A lot of people are going to say, what? I mean, how far into the road trip are the 76ers? Let's see what game number is this for the 76ers? This is where NBA teams historically lose games they shouldn't. Across the nation, road trip. Just coming off a big win over the Warriors. So it's game 4. Game 4 of the road trip. Denver, LA. They're not having to travel far, though. They're just moving up I-5. All right, so 163 to 127. These teams have not played yet this year. If Philadelphia won, they'd be plus 37 in the series. Isn't always the most reliable metric, but Sacramento has that 37 thing. Again, when we pick all teams based on a date numerology, there's usually 1 or 2 games that'll go off course. But I mean, the 16 is there on the 16 date numerology. So the Kings have they have reason to believe they can pull, or we have reason to believe they can pull out the upset. Just check some things here. I took out the 1 because technically Derek switched the default settings to the calculator. Technically, when there's a number in a series of words, it's not supposed to make a difference in the value. You can add it in there, but I noticed Golden Center and Golden 1 Center both have the 59 connection. 17th prime. There's no 17s on the board. When do these teams play again? Kings 76ers schedule. Play again March 15th, the 74th day of the year, the Ides of March. So they play again in 41 days. The word king is 41. I want to look at the Kings 76ers game and the Lakers game again, just real quick, because all I'm thinking about is Philadelphia and Oakland, or the Warriors. You know, the Warriors are originally from Philly. And then we see the battle of King James and Stephen Curry a lot, the 2 men born in the same hospital. The name Stephen means crown. LeBron played his first career game ever against the Kings. So I just want to see if there's any parallels in the records. The Lakers. 27 is a biblical number. That's how many books are in the New Testament. Remember when LeBron won the NBA Finals on the real King James's birthday? He won it in Oracle Arena. He scored 27 points. It was the Cavs' 103rd game of the season. 103 is the 27th prime. So I just see the Kings have that chance to get to 27. '76ers also have the chance at 35, the King James number. I'm just going to look at like Ben Simmons real quick. July 20th. Okay, let's see. 197 days, the 45th prime. The Warriors, I believe, can become 19-7 at home. Yeah, they can because they just fell to 18-7. Yeah, I can't it's the 53rd game of the season for the 76ers. I can't get a clear read on that. I mean, that 16 on the board is making me think the Kings have a good chance to upset, but there's one team that's not going to follow the pattern. They're probably the most likely not to. See if the chat's got anything. Well, they didn't play. They're going to play both their games in 2019 because they'll only play each other 2 times. You know, East-West only play 2 times a year. So both of their games got scheduled for 2019. Make sure there's not something I'm missing here. Kings. Who's the 76ers next game against? Who do they play next? Okay, that's interesting right there. I'm glad I looked ahead at that. The 76ers' next win will be their 35th. And it's not a guarantee because they could. It's just that the Raptors have that strong 35 connection. So they could theoretically get their 35th win and then go on to face the Raptors too. We just saw that. We've seen that happen plenty of times. We just saw it happen with the Houston facing Utah thing. That date's on a date with 2646 numerology. Raptors is also 46, that date they play. Okay. Yeah, I can't get a strong read on it, but I mean there's an upset narrative on the board. Kings getting that 16th win on the 16 date, but not a lock by any means. Okay, somebody wanted to look at a college game. Oh, you want to look at Embiid real quick? Joel Embiid? We can do that. March 16th. So his birthday is coming up. So yeah, how many days is it from his last birthday? 323 days to the upcoming birthday. 42 days, or a span of 43. Just in light of it being the 33rd day of the year and with the 16 numerology, that number plays strong today, but still a tough call. It seems like a betting trap, though, for Philadelphia to only be a 3-point favorite because they're one of the better teams in the league. His name's 42, huh? It's like the days from his birthday. Good observation. All right, somebody wanted to look at a college game. Let's just scan over the NHL real quick and just see if we see things jumping out with the date numerology here. Again, it's the 123rd day of the NHL season. Oh, we already got games underway. It'd be funny if this game finishes 4-3. Red Wings, Senators, Penguins, Maple Leafs. Let's see. Again, our date numerology, 43, 16, 23. Check this Kings Islanders game. Do this quick so we can get to college before it gets too late, because for those of you guys who want to make your picks, we got to get this done. I would look into this Islanders game if you have time, just because there's a potential 16th loss on the board. Blues have a chance at, well, 22. 23 could go either way there. Jets have a chance to stay on 16 losses. It's also the 33rd day of the year. Rangers have a shot at their 23rd win. These are the games I would circle and look at first. Run your Gematria. Avalanche could pick up their 23rd win and give the Canucks their 23rd loss. That stands out. So this game's later. You have plenty of time to look at that one. But there could be something juicy in there. Look at those series records. Run that Gematria. All right, let's switch over to college basketball. Somebody had a specific request for a college game. Dakota, what was the game you wanted to look at again? UNLV? Duke got their 19th win. You guys might want to go back and research on this game because, again, Duke is 67, the 19th prime. There could be a deeper riddle here that might give us some foreshadowing for the tournament. But here, let's look at the games that haven't happened yet. All right. Is this UNLV game? Is it one of the top games? Somebody said Michigan State, too. We'll look at that. Somebody asked for UNLV first. Okay, it's not a ranked game. Why is it not coming up? Where's the search? What in the world? Hold on. Something's wrong with my browser real quick. Let me reset this. All right, UNLV, Utah State. So Utah State's at the magic number, 16 wins. All right. UNLV college basketball. Head-to-head win-loss record. Yeah, this is what we want. Utah State. Hold on. Wait, what? All right, there we go. We want Utah State. All right. Interesting. Look at that. They can get their 33rd win against this school today. They can get their 33rd win. And you know what else is interesting about if they win, besides it just being the 33rd day of the year, is that they'd be 33-7. They'd be 33-7, which looks like 337. And the reason that matters is because that's the 68th prime number, and that's a basketball number. Basketball has the gematria of 68. So 33rd win on the 33rd day of the year, I think there's reason to believe. And then that would keep Utah State at 16 wins on the 16-date numerology. Was it the they're the Running Rebels, right? That's their name, Running Rebels. Do they just call them the Rebels now? They got rid of the Running Rebels part? But yeah, 33rd win on the 33-day. Running without the G. Is that how it is? Running Rebels? Running Rebels. Here, I just want to check Running Rebels real quick. See if there's anything else there. Got that 74 thing. We know how 33 and 74 like each other. Las Vegas in the septenary cipher is also 33, just for the record. I know they're down there in Las Vegas. Okay, here let's just run over college basketball real quick. Let's start with always check with your college basketball coaches to be thorough too. Let's just do that real quick. Let's see who the Running Rebels coach is. Running Rebels basketball coach. Marvin Menzies. What's his birthday? It's a weird name. October 15th. Huh. 110 days. Interesting. They're not in the NBA, but that's the number we're looking at in the NBA. It is his 111th day of his age in basketball games, 111 with the alphabetic order. So 110 days after his birthday, or his 111th day of his age. It's also 15 weeks and 6 days, which is weird because that looks like 156, and 33 is 156. Let's see. Utah State basketball coach Craig Smith. Sounds like such a generic name. I'm going to pull up the right guy. No, this is a different guy, stand-up comedian. The 33rd win on the 33rd day, I think that's pretty. I think that's a pretty good one. Okay, let's look at these top 25 games here. Yeah, yesterday I reminded myself, can't be hasteful. You got to look. All right, so Mississippi State, what stands out right away? They can get their 16th win on the 16 date numerology. That definitely stands out. Let's see here. Mississippi State college basketball head-to-head. Win-loss record. Here we go. Ole Miss. Didn't I just hit head-to-head? Ole. Seriously? It's not under Ole Miss? What else would it be under? If it's not under Ole Miss, just Mississippi? Is Ole Miss actually Mississippi? Yeah, it's just probably Mississippi. Okay. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm looking from the wrong way. No, I'm not. There we go. Okay, so they can potentially get their 66th loss today. And that makes it a little dicier because 33 and 66 have the relationship too. But the more straightforward thing is picking up that 16th win on the 16 date numerology. Date numerology is usually the way. Let's run the Gematria here real quick. Hello, Kansas.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I was just giving you a call to think about today it's like they're honoring Bush for being like the 41st president, right?
They are doing that today.
Right, and then
who is?
They got that.
Who is?
I'm saying we know it's the 44th. This whole year thing. It's about 41 too. You know what I'm saying? Bush.
Okay, who's honoring him though today?
Well, I can't say anyone's honoring him today. I say like the football. I think football's gonna be something to do with him.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then a couple of movies I was looking at, they keep throwing up that 33.2, and I looked it up. It's like the 9/11 stuff from the inside. You know what I'm saying? Trying to overthrow the government. You know what I'm saying?
33.2. I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like the number. Like in a couple movies I was looking at, they had the same little skit, and is they come up with they do the math like they about to go inside. Like say there's 10 people, they about to run inside the place, go to war or something. They did the percentage of what it would be for everybody to make it up out of there. And they said, they always say 33.2, and then they say repeatedly. And then I looked that up, and that 33.2 repeatedly means like to overthrow the government. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I gotta look that up. I never heard of it before.
Yeah. And so I was thinking about that in this football. And there was one more thing I was thinking about. Well, you know, Atlanta's Phoenix, you know what I'm saying? And then the book of Daniel, when they talk about the ram and the goat.
Right.
You know, so all that, I've been looking at a lot of stuff through the nights and stuff, and I meant to call you, but I lost my phone earlier today, and I still don't have it, but I'm over at my other partner's house, and she had your number, so I'm like, man, let me call him.
Somebody talked about Daniel 8. Somebody called in earlier and talked about Daniel 8. And what I pointed out about 8 is when you add 1 through 8 together, it equals 36, like how Tom Brady beat the Rams in Super Bowl 36. Now he has a chance to go 6-3, the reflection of that number.
Yeah, all that, but the passage itself, it says, here comes a ram. The ram signifies, you know, in the Bible, it's sacrifice, always a ram. It says,
right.
Here comes there was a beast, it stood, it was a ram, and no one could stand against it. Its horns was like this, one a little longer than the other. But then here comes a goat, and the goat charged it and stomped it, and there's nothing that the ram could do. You know, it goes on in that passage as if the goat's going to do that to the ram, you know?
Right. Yeah. Great observation. I'm going to look more into this 33-2 thing. I'd never heard of that before, but I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, I seen it on a couple little skits. One was one of them was they talking about the gridiron, and they was laughing, and they was talking about old boy making some votes or something. It was like the presidency, but they said the gridiron just like football, and the people was like, it was like electromagnetic stuff, you know, like look what he built on the field or something, and it said the number 33.2 repeatedly. And then the next one was like, what's that? The little fat guy that be on the little cartoons, the Family Guy.
Okay.
And I think it was him, and like it was him being himself in a wheelchair, and another one, and they're like, you know, what's the odds of us making it? You know what I'm saying? And you know, they had to run in somewhere. One of them like, oh, he went running in already. So it was like a scene that people was about to run in somewhere where there was opposition. But on the Family Guy, dude said Leroy something, and he took off running. But that Leroy something's in it too. That 33.2 repeatedly. Say repeatedly after it, because each one of them said 33.2 repeatedly.
Huh. Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
All right, buddy.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
No, thank you.
All right, take care. Yeah. So 33.2, I never heard of that, but the Daniel 8 thing is very interesting. All right. So we're looking at college basketball. We're looking at this Mississippi State game. They can get their 16th win on the 16-date numerology. And all-time, they're 77-65. I just wanted to see. Funny that Mississippi's 77. We're observing this while they're at 77 wins. The only thing is the other team can get that 66th win. There is a relationship with 33 and 66, but again, the 16 on the 16 date's more straightforward. We did just see a 21 seed go down on February 1st. I'm going to pay attention to this. If they lose, I'm going to remember this. If there's something about the seed number on the date playing, if like it's a signal that maybe they're going to get upset, but right now, I'm favoring that 16th win on the 16-date numerology. Ole Miss. Ole Miss is 43. We've got the 43-date connection. 43 is the 14th prime. They could stay there at 14 wins on this date. It's funny they're 4-3 in their conference right now. The only thing that scares me here, again, this team could get their 66th loss in the series, and if they did lose, they'd fall to 15-6. And look at what happens when you write out 33. 15-6, 66 loss. So there's a little narrative there for Ole Miss, but I won't be surprised if they get old 16 on the 16 date. All right, Kentucky, Florida. All right, I'm just thinking about it. Let's check out the Gematria. Kentucky. Not Kentucky. Oh, yeah, Kentucky. 43 to 14 prime. Kentucky Wildcats. 21st triangular. There wasn't any 21s out here, was there? It's Florida's. It's both of their 21st game of the season. Florida. 43 thing too. Gators. 12 on the board. Florida can stay at 12 wins. Florida. Wildcats alone. 53 to 16th prime. Let's see here. Kentucky. All right, let's see what the head-to-head is here. Interesting that they can get their – okay, so Kentucky can get their 93rd win on Saturday, the day named after Saturn, 93. So I like that riddle right there, the fact that they can get their 93rd win on Saturday. That makes sense to me. It's also their 21st game of the season. Saturn has the connection to 21. So that makes sense. The 93rd win on Saturday, Saturn 93. Okay, Texas Tech, Kansas. Here's a story. Kansas, just on the surface, they have a chance to stay at 16. Texas Tech equals 33. We're on the 33rd day of the year. The Red Raiders. I saw them playing a nice riddle against TCU. Texas Tech Red Raiders. Here, let's find out what the head-to-head is first of all. Playing Kansas. I never realized the word Kansas is inside Arkansas before. Funny. All right, Kansas. 40th game. Basketball's 40. Kansas, the land of basketball. Joe Naismith. Wow, they are getting owned by Kansas. Okay. So 5 to 34. Man, it's been bad for them. Real quick. Jayhawks. Kansas. Got the 43 date. Are there any 14s on the board? Kansas is an 11 seed right now. Funny. Kansas Jayhawks. You see this over-under right at about 136? Remember, 136 is the 16th triangular. Last year in the college basketball tournament, the 16 seed beat the 1 seed for the first time ever on March 16th, which was the 136th matchup between a 16 and a 1. What's up? Pix Money's back. What's going on, Pix Money?
Back at that.
What's going on, man?
Man, they just trying to shut you down completely, huh?
I heard about this maintenance thing. Yeah, that's really annoying.
Because I go to another Patreon and it worked.
That's a joke, man.
Man, they gonna just, man, this is crazy, dude. This is crazy. They just gotta shut it down back then.
Well, that's why I'm trying to teach you guys real good until the day they do shut it down, because it probably is coming. So
it's coming, man, because the thing is, Zach, I noticed, dog, is that they can't change this code, so they don't want everybody to know this, so they're going to shut it down, dog. So the lucky ones that learn the code, they're gonna be lucky to win money on these games. But the other people, you're just gonna be SOL.
Well, they slept on it too long, so.
Yep. Now the only thing I'm worried about, we gotta find a way to have an alternative for these calculators, though, because that's next, Zach.
Well, Derek has all the code. I talked to Derek about that, about getting some more calculators set up. He's been busy, but that's something we're gonna do.
Yeah, we got to, Zach, man. If you got to do an app, also you got to pay for it. You just got to pay for it. It is what it is. He deserves somebody to pay for it anyway because it's time to do it. So
right.
Yeah, man, this shit is crazy, dude. This shit is crazy, man.
Martin thinks I banned him from the website. I said, of course not, because he couldn't figure out why he couldn't get in.
Yeah, mine. Because I just got out of work and I tried to get on your stuff. And it said down for maintenance. So I go to my other Patreon. I say, oh, wow. They ain't got nothing to do with sports or nothing. I was like, wow. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's crazy, man. Hey, so basically what you said Zach years ago, this shit's all connected. YouTube, Google, all of it.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Oh, my God.
You got any tips on this Kansas-Texas Tech game? I don't see a strong read here.
I ain't get to look at it yet.
Kansas has dominated Texas Tech historically, but I don't see any strong alignment for today's game.
What channel are they playing on?
CBS, and both of them have a chance to pick up well, Kansas could get their 6th loss or their 6th win in the Big 12. Texas Tech could get their 6th win in the Big 12 too.
So Texas Tech could get their 6th win in the Big 12, but
both of them could.
Both of them get their 6th win. Who can get their 6th loss?
Kansas, but Kansas has dominated this team. They have 34 wins and 5 losses against them all time.
34 wins, 5 losses. CBS equals 6. There you go.
You think they can get the 6th loss today on CBS?
6 losses in the series. There you go.
Yeah. As a thought, it could be. Texas Tech is the 16 seed on a 16-date numerology. Kansas is at 16 wins right now. So.
That's it, Zach Tech. 6 losses in the series. That's just like with football. Yeah.
Yeah, they'd get their 6th loss overall and their 6th in the.
Yeah. Hey, and I just thought about something, Big Dog. What was your score in the Super Bowl game? Because that might, why they took you down, you might be dead on money, Zach. What was your score?
Well, we talked about a few scenarios, and the one we ended up deciding that we liked the most was 41-26. Because if the Patriots score 41, they'll have 179 points in all of their Super Bowl wins, which is the 41st prime. Of course, Tom Brady's 41. And then you get the magic number 26 in there, and then you get a difference of 15 where Rams equals 15. And plus you have 67 combined points on the day leaving 331 days left in the year. 331 is the 67th prime. And in the septenary cipher, New England Patriots is 67. So.
Right. What I'm going to do, Zach, I'm not going to even bet on the game. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do $100 on Tom Brady to win MVP and $100 on Sony Michel to win MVP.
I think it's got to be one of those two guys, unless we're wrong about the Patriots winning. But Sony Michel, he'll be a big payout, and he has an amazing alignment. Again, for people who don't know, Sony Michel's the game is 351 days after his birthday. That's the 26th triangular. And if you write out Super Bowl most valuable player, it equals 351. Plus, he played at Georgia in the game where Alabama won with 26 points over Georgia.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Who would you like tonight in that LA Golden State?
That game is super tough. We noticed that we got 16-date numerology. Steph Curry could stay at 16 wins against the Lakers. LeBron could get his 16th win against the Warriors. And I think there was one more 16, but there was a lot of riddles in favor of the Warriors too. So I told people that I just think that game is too close to call. I got too strong of a narrative both ways. It was also pointed out that the Warriors can get their 110th win at home all time against the Lakers, and today's the 110th day of the NBA season. Prophecy's 110. They just lost the Philly just beat them in their house with 110 points. So,
right.
What do you think?
What was Steph Curry record versus the Lakers?
It's Steph Curry's 666th regular season game, which was 36 triangular number. I forget what his overall record was, but he could stay on 16 wins if he lost today. So.
Oh, okay. How many losses he got?
It was either 12 or 13. It was one of the two.
He's 12 and 13. He's 12 and what?
He either had 12 losses against him or 13. It was one of the two.
Oh, 12. Okay. And they play on ABC, so it's gonna be a network. It's gonna be a network number. I guarantee you somewhere.
Let's see. Here, I'm just gonna pull it up one more time because we were there's just too strong of a narrative both ways.
Remember, I told you so I can refresh your memory. Remember me and you talked Saturday morning, and I said Boston was gonna get their sixth loss on ABC, and they did 6 home loss.
You're talking about the Warriors game, yeah.
Yeah,
it was last weekend. 6 is a good number to watch for on Saturday too, because it's named after Saturn, the 6th planet. That's something to think about. So
yeah.
Where's it at? Here we go. Here, I'm looking up Steph Curry's record again. Or whoops, that's the wrong category. So he's got 16 wins and 13 losses against the Lakers. That's what he's got.
16 wins, 13 losses, 29, 30.
He wears 30.
Okay. Yeah. So 16 wins, 13 losses. Okay. Okay. So Saturday equals 53. The 16th prime number.
Los Angeles is 53 too. And LA's got the 13 and 14 connection. There's definitely a riddle for LA to upset, but Warriors got some numbers too.
Let's see what else. Real quick, so overlook. Staples Center. What's Staples Center?
It's 157 to 37, but it's in Oakland, isn't it? It's an Oracle Arena. Oracle Arena is 93 like Saturn on Saturday.
Yep. Oh, man.
Yeah, that game's so tight, man. It's just like I can't have any confidence either way. The upset narrative's there. I mean, if the Lakers might be worth a pick to cover the points, it might be a tight game. So.
Yeah, because 11 points and they beat them on Christmas. Wow.
And now LeBron's back,
wow.
so.
Right. Yeah, but Zach, I like Texas Tech, Zach. I could be wrong, man, but that 6 loss in the series on CBS, that's hard to overlook.
Yeah.
Because that's where they put that. That's where the scripted number be in the series. All
right, I remember you called it.
Yeah, we're gonna get it together. Yeah, Zach, I like that though, man. And then if I'm wrong, man, this is what I want to do. I might do $300 as just a budget. Hopefully, Tony Michelle, because I want to say this. If Rams win, Aaron Donald gonna win MVP. 99. I just don't see nobody else giving.
If the Rams win, it would have to be Aaron Donald. He's the most 99 guy in the league. It would have to be all about him. So
it got to be all about him. But fuck, man, Super Bowl 53 equals 100. Tom Brady get 100 the way he wins. I can't overlook that.
There's so many things that are in the Patriots' favor. Watch the VCU Rams George Mason Patriots game today. Keep an eye on that.
Hey, this is what I wanted to tell you. My buddy called me saying, "Hey, Tony, man, you gotta look at this commercial that they were showing. It was like it was a commercial. I'm gonna find it exactly. You can find it. They was I don't know if it was a soda commercial, a beer commercial, a food commercial. They was like, yeah, who you want something, and then it was like, well, for us to get there, we gotta sacrifice the ram. Do you want to sacrifice the ram? I don't know what the commercial was. I don't know if somebody on the live chat or anything know about it, but
well, that's from the Bible because there's all these ram sacrifices. People have been calling in about the Bible story Daniel 8 about where the ram gets beat down by the goat, and when you add 1 through 8, it equals 36. Like how Patriots beat the Rams in Super Bowl 36, and now that's the reflection of 63, the big number we're watching on the game. So,
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, man, just keep a tight eye. So how you gonna do the Super Bowl, Zach? I think you should do live, man.
That's what people are asking for. I'll think about it. I got to write my book right now. I was planning on writing my book, and I'm not even planning on watching the game. But maybe I will. Maybe I'll do a live stream for the game.
But remember, Zach, and Zach, this is how you make your money, big dog. I ain't telling you what to do, but you know what I mean. Like this is.
I'll take a vote at the end and see how many people want me to do a live stream for the Super Bowl. So.
I would, man, and we just do it the whole time. That'd be fun for us, man.
Okay.
Think we're community now, dude. We're like family. You know what I mean? Everybody in the group. It's like I look forward to it. I know they do too. It's like it's fun, man.
All right.
I think you should.
All right. Enough people have already asked. All right, fine. I'll do it. I'll do a live stream for the Super Bowl. It's only 3 hours anyway, so.
Yeah, it'd just be fun, man. And then what's gonna happen? If you want me to bet for you, man, I will, dog. Because you know I'm cool, man. It's whatever. Like then. See, and then when you watching it, Zach, you know numbers like I do. So once we see them, we can live bet either when they're down or, you know what I mean? Because you can live bet anything. You can live bet, be like, Patriots scoring the next 3 downs. And somebody could make a bet for you, too. Like, you could do all that on these websites.
All right. All right. I'll be on tomorrow then. We'll do it. All right, man. I'm going to keep moving before we run out of time to bet on these games. All right. All right. Later, man. All right. So... You know, Kansas, Texas Tech, you can make an argument either way. It is interesting that Kansas can get their 6th loss in the series on this Saturn's Day, where Saturn's the 6th planet. But they could also get their 6th win in the Big 12. So buyer beware. All right. Indiana, Michigan. Here's a 6 seed. 6. Let's check it out here. Indiana, Michigan State head-to-head. Right. Indiana head-to-head, Michigan State. It's going to be the 120th game. Indiana has a chance to get their 66th win on the 33rd day of the year, or their 55th loss. And, Indiana, they're the Hoosiers. Michigan State, the Spartans. Make sure I'm not making things up here. How you spell Hoosiers? Yeah. Let's see if there's some numbers here. Hoosiers. Indiana. Indiana, 137, the 33rd prime. Did I just close that tab? What did I do? Didn't mean to do that. Indiana Hoosiers. All right, Michigan State. Spartans. They had the 54 wins. Spartans and Hoosiers got some serious gematria overlap. Michigan State. Got the 3-3-0 thing going on. Man, the thing about an Indiana upset is it would make them 4-7 in the Big Ten. Probably not going to happen, but Indiana does have that 47 connection. Michigan State at home, it's hard to imagine them losing, one of the top teams in the nation. One more time. Yeah, the only thing that's just so interesting is the potential 66th win on the 33rd day of the year. But if they had a few other connections or going for a win number on the date numerology, I'd be more likely to go for it. Following that upset narrative on ESPN, we just talked about this with the Warriors. ESPN's got the 18-18 thing. Upset 18. That would keep them at 54 losses too in the series. God. What's the Breslin Center? I just want to read the Odd Shark on this real quick. Odd Shark, Michigan State, Indiana, and so they think that Michigan State's going to wipe them out. Let's see. They got a little blurb. Indiana 0-5 against the spread last 5 games. Last 10, Indiana's 3-7. Indiana is 1-18 in its last 19 games when playing on the road. That means they could become 1-19, which is a number connected to Saturn on Saturn's day. So, yeah, the upset's probably not going to happen there. But yeah, if they had another, well, okay, I guess one thing that I could say is they could get their 4th win on 2-2, which does have the 4 connection. Indiana has a little narrative. It's not enough to give me confidence. I see Nevada can get their 21st win on Saturn's day against Saturn 21. 21's the 6th triangular number. This game's on CBS, SN, whatever that is. Let's see. Let's check. Nevada, Boise. Oh, there. It's right at the top. 73rd game. That's the 21st prime. They're going for their 46th win or 28th loss. Neither of those factor with our date numerology. Nevada's the Wolfpack. 33 date here. What's Boise State? I forget what their nickname is. Broncos. And 3, the 27th prime. Boise State Broncos 66. Kind of like 21 get their 21st win. Yeah, I don't see any strong narrative for Boise State to upset. Probably the best riddle for them would be to get their 6th win on Saturn's day, but 21 makes just as much sense. Favorite at home, tough to go against. LSU, Arkansas. LSU's the Tigers. Tigers is 33, playing on the 33 date. Arkansas, the Razorbacks. 66 thing. see here. What's up, California?
What's happening, buddy? I was just watching your YouTube channel. I don't know if you're live or what's going on.
I'm doing a live stream right now on the Patreon.
Man, have you ever done? I just came across your channel today. I don't know if you have time to talk to me, but
can you call me back? Can you call me back in like 30 minutes? Because I got to do this for the people who are in here right now.
You got it, buddy.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so it's going to be the 67th game, the 19th prime. LSU's a 19 seed. Arkansas has done well against LSU historically. What's it? Yeah, there's nothing that screams out. I mean, the only upset narrative for Arkansas is to become 4-4 on the date with 4 numerology, but I wouldn't ride that too far. Yeah, there's nothing that screams out there. Tennessee, Texas. Tennessee's one in the nation. I didn't realize that. I was wondering who was ahead of Duke. Duke would love if Texas A&M won today. Let's see what's going on with this game. Tennessee's 137, which is the 33rd prime. We're on the 33rd day of the year. So they're 7-5 against Texas A&M. With a win, they'd be 8-5. Basketball's 85. Let's see this. Texas A&M. Texas A&M's 20, and it looks like they can get their 20th win of the season over Texas A&M. Check out the arena here. Reed Arena. '71, the 20th prime too. Station. This is where they buried George Herbert Walker Bush next to his wife. 231. That's the 21st triangular number. I don't see any reason to believe that there'd be an upset there. So, other than becoming 9-11 in the land of where George Herbert Walker Bush is buried, but I can't ride that home too far. Well, okay, just to play devil's advocate, the only thing I saw is that that stadium Reed, or wait, what was it? Wrote in the wrong thing. Reed Arena. Reed Arena was 71. If Tennessee got upset, they'd fall to 7-1. But hard to imagine that's going to happen. Texas doesn't have any strong numbers that go with the date numerology, so I'd have to see something like that to believe the upset could happen. San Diego Gonzaga. Gonzaga, the Catholic school. They can get their 21st win on Saturday. The only thing about Gonzaga with an upset is they'd fall to 7-1. Gonzaga 71. Gonzaga Bulldogs is 71. And they're the Catholic school. Let's see what their record is. It's the school. Earlier this year, we were able to call Gonzaga's first loss of the Jerry Colangelo Classic. That was in Phoenix. Phoenix equals 91. Jerry Colangelo Classic 91. Gonzaga fall to 9-1 in that. I forget who beat him. Maybe it was Tennessee that beat him. I forget. San Diego. To be the 93rd game. They have 71 wins. They could potentially get their 22nd loss on 2-2. Huh. The thing is, San Diego can get their 16th win on this 16-date numerology. I want to see what the odd shark is for this game. Saturday is also 53. The 16th prime. They could become 5-3 in the conference. It would give Gonzaga their magic number 71. God, they're a 23-point favorite too. Woo! Let's see what's going on here. I got to see what this team name equals. '43 date. Do you believe in miracles? Let's see. Gonzaga lost. They would be 20-3, which looks a little bit like the date 23. And they're plus 23. Gonzaga owns this team. 9-1. 9-1. In the last 10. And what was it overall? 71-21. Man, they've been killing them. San Diego's done well against the spread, 4 out of 2. They haven't done so well against the spread, though, when playing Gonzaga. Huh. I don't know. San Diego to cover the spread might be worth a play today. Gonzaga very well could pick up their 21st win, though, on Saturn's Day, but let's see what the name of their stadium is. 239, the 52nd prime. Can. '33 date. I want to see who else Gonzaga lost to this year. This probably was the Jerry Colangelo Classic game where they lost that. Oh, UNC beat them too. Okay. What was the last game against San Diego? Is that not coming up? First game, huh? Gonzaga just won with 93. Man, I can't believe how big that spread is. That's an amazing spread, 23 points. Yeah, that's an interesting game there. So I'm about to finish up. I'll come out there. Yeah. All right, I'll let you guys think on that one here. Maybe measure from the basketball. Look up the coach and measure from the birthday. Look at the coach's records. This could be because I mean, if San Diego could win, that would be a nice payout. Even cover. All right, you guys. My lady was looking at me from the other room, like, when are you going to finish this thing? I thought this was supposed to last an hour, but I'll link these notes down below, and hopefully the Patreon page is back up. The Jazz look good to beat the Rockets. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I will do a live stream tomorrow for the Super Bowl just on Patreon. If you guys want to tune into that, I'll start it up at game time, and we'll just go through the game. And we'll just we'll have a conversation as it goes. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your day. Good luck. Thank you as always. Until next time.